What's up YouTube? It's AJ with AJ Travels 365. Today's video is all about alcohol on the plane. Can you bring your favorite bottle? Carry-on versus checked bag? Domestic versus international? Is there a difference? Are there fines? What does that look like for me? If this is something that interests you, keep watching. For those of you that are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. Please subscribe down below and click the bell for notifications so you're aware of every time I upload a new video. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for coming back and showing me love. Let's get started. So many of you may be wondering, what does it mean when I want to bring my own bottle of alcohol onto the plane? Because they don't really serve what I like. And so I want to talk through what that looks like in terms of on the plane being carry-on in your personal item or in your suitcase on the plane, and also what that means checked, meaning it's under the plane. So first things first, TSA has a requirement that, like any other liquid, it has to be 3.4 fluid ounces or 100 milliliters in order to be allowed through the TSA process. And so what that means to you is any of these fun minis are allowed as long as they fit into the 1 liter quart size bag, just like your other toiletry items that are liquid based. So you may have to get quite skilled at playing jigsaw puzzle and configuring how to get everything in there, but just keep in mind you can't have 2 separate bags, one for your alcohol, one for your liquid based toiletries. You have to figure out how to get them all into the same bag. So keep that in mind. Is it more important to have your favorite alcohol with you, or is it more important to have your liquid based toiletries? And if you can figure out how to do both, even better. With that said though, you can take it on the plane at that size. However, you cannot drink it yourself. You cannot ask anyone to pour it for you. It is against federal law to do so. And so what that means to you is that federal law states that it has to have been served to you by an airline employee, i.e. a flight attendant, in order for it to be allowed on the plane. No, don't even bother asking our flight attendants if they will pour it for you and serve you, because they are not allowed and it is against the law. So don't put them in jeopardy. Don't put yourself in jeopardy. If you think that you're going to get quite skilled and you're thinking, oh, well, I have workarounds as long as it's 3.4 fluid ounces, don't bother. It has to be in it is original packaging. It cannot be opened. So keep that in mind as you're getting creative, because Amazon has the bracelet. I actually had one a couple years ago and I lost it, where you can unscrew the top and it was all blinged out and you could pour alcohol in it. No, you cannot take it in a flask. No, you cannot take it in the creative lotion bottles. I even found the tampon flask. Gotta show this to you because this is just completely hilarious. But Booze Tube has created, so it's a tampon. And it's basically just a liquid tube. And so as you can see, it says Booze Tube. Let's see there. But it just pops open. You put the little funnel, you pour your alcohol. Obviously, you'll want to stop it before the part of the top that needs to go in. And then you would literally just stick this down in, and it has, I don't know if you can see that, the little paper, so that you could then fold it over and seal it, and it looks exactly like a tampon. So that's great, but it can spill on your bag, and you don't want to have your stuff smelling like alcohol. In case I didn't say it, it's an $11,000 fine if you're caught drinking your liquor that was not serviced by a flight attendant. So don't set yourself up. That is the most expensive drink ever, and I can think of many things I'd rather spend $11,000 on, not to mention what other ramifications could come with that $11,000 fine. So just don't do it. What you can take on the plane with you though are these fun little carry-on kits. And just so that you can see what's in them. So this one is peach Bellini mixer, a jigger, a bar spoon, and recipe card. All you need is champagne. This one is a margarita kit, and it has margarita mix, rimming salt, ½ ounce jigger, bar spoon, and a linen coaster. All you need is tequila. These are just 2 of many. They have Moscow Mule kits. All you would need is vodka. They have old fashions. They have gin and tonics. So it comes with the tonic. All you have to do is ask for gin. So there's ways to kind of get what you want. And by the way, these kits are enough for 2 drinks on the plane. So if you need more than 2 drinks, then I would definitely bring more than 1 kit with you. So that way you're getting however many drinks you need from point A to point B. So just keep those things in mind, but don't get the $11,000 fine. A lot of you may also be wondering, well, AJ, if I'm in the airport, what does that look like if I go into a duty-free shop and I have them bag it up? Well, great question. You can do that. And what they're doing a lot of days now, especially in your high volume airports, so like DFW, LAX, LaGuardia, JFK, the list could go on. They actually won't even give you the bag when you purchase. They ask you what flight number you have and what gate you're at, and they literally bring it to your gate, and right before you board, you're given your bag to then take onto the plane. So there is no potential opportunity of opening your alcohol before you get on the plane. It's just not allowed, and they just don't even run the risk. Not to mention, if you are buying duty-free and you're coming back into the country, you need to keep it sealed for a couple of different reasons. 1, they're gonna check at customs. 2, you wanna make sure you have the receipt with you and in your possession, or easily, you can easily get your hands on it, because they're gonna wanna see how much you paid for it, because it could be taxed coming back into your country. So keep that in mind. But they wanna see that it's in that tamper-free, clear bag. So you don't want those troubles, just don't do it. You may be wondering though, what are the requirements if I'm checking it in my luggage? Because nothing's great than when you're on your cruise, or you are at another country and you found that fabulous bottle of wine, or maybe you were in wine country here in the States, in California, and you're wanting to bring a bottle back home. What does that look like? What are the requirements? And so the requirements for that, if anything is 24 ounces or less, there are no requirements. You just put in your check bag and you keep moving with life. If it's more than 70%, which means 140 proof alcohol, it is not allowed, whether it's domestic or international. So let's be clear. And if you're wondering, well, what could be 140 proof alcohol? A really good example of that is Everclear. For those of you that know all about that, i.e. PJ Punch from back in the day. Everclear is not allowed. And if you aren't familiar with Everclear, something else that might hit home, especially for my Tennessee people, corn liquor, can't do it. I know those jars are so enticing, especially when they've been fermenting and they're sitting in fruit, and sky's the limit. But yeah, it's not allowed because it's really, really strong, and you're gonna run the risk of losing your alcohol. So just don't do it. What is allowed though is anything between 24 and 70%. So a good bottle of wine as an example, or certain bottles of liquor. And even this one, which is my Crown Black, I love Crown Black. But this shape bottle is even allowed because it is right at 90 proof, which is 45% alcohol. So it is allowed on the plane. Now, what I want to do is also show you ways to protect your items while in your checked luggage, because as we know, the airlines don't care how they toss your bags around, and I would hate for your items to get messed up. So one cool thing that I love, and everything that I'm showing you, you can find on Amazon, and I will link it down below in terms of the cocktail kits and the carry-on bags. But this wine cubby is good enough for 750 milliliters of wine or alcohol, depending on what you want to put into it, which is 25 ounces. So obviously not carry-on appropriate. But I love this one because it's really good for not just carrying on the plane in your checked bag, but also for sporting events, BYOBs. It can hold, like I said, 25 ounces or 750 milliliters of whatever drink you want. So you would literally just open it. It comes with a funnel. You put the funnel there, you pour your alcohol down. I like the fact that it's clear and you can see what's inside of it. The other thing that I love about it, I don't know if you can kind of tell, it's reinforced. There. So it's really, really fun. Once it's in here, I like to then put it back in this plastic bag. Now keep in mind, it doesn't go in so easily because it'll be full of liquid, but do that. And then I put it back in this bag as an extra barrier. I love the fact that it's got this like Ziploc. And then you can still see what's inside of it. So it's like really, really cool. The other thing that I love is this jet bag. Now, I actually got this one at the Container Store. So if you have a Container Store near you, or if you just like to shop from the Container Store, you can get these from there. But this is also on Amazon as well. So again, I will link it down below for Amazon. But the thing I love about the jet bag is that it absorbs the spill. All right, so it's got this little absorption piece. And just to kind of show you how it works, I'm gonna put a regular bottle of alcohol, not a bottle of wine. It's the same no matter which one you choose, but obviously it has to be something along the shape there. And you literally just put it back in the bag. This is gonna take me just a second to do. All right. And then once you do, you literally slide it down. And then it just Ziplocs there so you can see. And so if, God forbid, this bottle breaks or somehow the seal pops a little bit, it's gonna absorb not only in that tissue, but it's also going to be in the bag. So the likelihood of my clothes getting messed up is slim to none. And nothing is worse than when you are especially traveling to your destination and you're bringing your bottle of wine and your clothes are messed up and you have no way to wash them, or because like, so let's say you're on the cruise or, you know, what have you, like that's the worst. If you're coming home, not a big deal, you can throw stuff in the washing machine, but I just like to still protect my stuff and protect my suitcase, because if you're like most people, you've spent a decent amount of money on your luggage, and even if you didn't spend a decent amount of money, you don't want to go having to buy more luggage just because. So love this option, love the wine cubby. So jet bag, wine cubby, great options for checked bag. All right, guys, I hope that with all that's going on with this coronavirus, these travel bans, the self-quarantines, that you are taking good care of yourself. I pray that everyone is doing well, not only physically, but mentally. These are some definite trying times all around the world, and we are going to get through this, and we will travel again. So hopefully this episode helps you kind of understand what the rules and regulations are as it pertains to traveling with alcohol. So that way when we are back at it, we're not getting hit with fines unnecessarily, and we can enjoy ourselves going and coming to and from our destinations. Until next time, remember, travel, you only live once. Bye.